Today is episode 108 of Look What Just Found, and we are doing some more of the pocket change that we found um, a couple wheat cents and an Indian head penny in. So without further ado, this is going to be now what I was doing before with the rolls is roll one, roll two, roll three. So there's a part of me that kind of would like to do the same thing with this and break it up. So let's see. And then of course we're looking for these pennies to complete. Those are what we need to complete the book. So let's see. I guess it's more natural with the rolls, right? Because the roll breaks up. It's a natural break. You know, you do a roll, you stop, you do a second roll, you stop. I can already see all the copper in this. How about we break it into two videos, so that way we don't lose people's attention. So I think I can still do like that much, like a roll. That looks like a rollish. All right, so we'll do this, and then we'll do, and I'll do a second one. So there'll be episode 108 part 1 and episode 108 part 2, and let's see if we got some. I just grab a few coppers. You know, I like to have the ending, you know, something nice. You know what I mean? All right, so we got a few there. All right, let's see what's wrong. So I'm putting the copper. Excuse me. I'm putting the zincs there and the coppers there, and anything special we find for the shorts down there. And we'll start with what looks like a copper. And of course, we're looking for those. It's not a copper. Let me get my scale out. I see something like that, and I'm like, hold on a second here. I thought it was a copper, and it's not. Wow. It reminds me of like there's a certain type of floor, like a floor that they use, like a fall pattern, like with leaves, and it kind of reminds you of like a fall pattern. Let me weigh it. $251, 2011. I feel like I don't get too many 2011s. 86. Got the hub line going straight through the In God We Trust. And the L. How about the whole goes? Oh, the whole circle. You got. Oh, you don't usually see the whole circle. All right. It doesn't give. Now, when I do say what a value is on the show, it's not because I have you know, photographic memory or anything. You know, it's because I've looked up. I've looked up so many pennies, misaligned die, top to bottom. I've looked up so many pennies that I have an idea of which ones are worth even, you know, $2 or $3, right? So, and if you look at the description, I get that question so many times of, you know, how much is it worth? If you look below, right? You know what? I'm going to show you real quickly, only because I'm on the subject, not to, well, maybe I do have a little ADHD going on too. All right, so let's go to content. No. Let's just click on, all right, so watch. Let me see. Oh, let me see. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on the video, right? So we click on a video. Okay. Right. Hello. That's funny. And then we'll go to, if you go into the description, right? Click more. If you want to know how much a coin is worth, watch this video. So in this video, how many views we got so far? That doesn't say. 52 views. Okay. So in that video, it shows how to search for past for items. Oh, this one I looked at already. For items that sold on eBay. Now, most of you probably know how to do that, but let's just put it like this: if you're asking how much is it worth? That's a nice misaligned die too, left to right. If you're asking me how much, I didn't look at the reverse. If you're asking me how much it's worth, then I'm gonna assume that looks like a nice one. I'm gonna assume that you don't. I've been doing shorts on pennies like this. I find them interesting. Then I'm gonna assume that you don't know how to do that, right? Because if you did, all right. I really thought this was our first copper. If you did, then you wouldn't be asking that question because you would be looking yourself. So that's why I put the video there. So, for example, so we were talking about this penny, right? Because of the hub line that's going around the circle, which you usually don't see, right? So if you look at this, this is all right. Here's our first copper. Of course, just when I want to talk about a zinc, we find a copper. All right, here's a zinc, right? So there's no hub line, right? For some reason, the 2019 is has a different. Oh, it's a shield. So maybe the shields. Maybe that's why they came up with the shield, because they're like, yo, these whatever, the last of the Lincoln memorials, they're really junk, and so I said we best start making shields because the pennies, the not the design, but the that's what I'm looking for. We found the wheat. We found the wheat cent. I moved that over. That'll be the last one we look at today. So look at that. This is crazy that there's. Well, anyway, I'm getting sidetracked. That whatever the construction, the anatomy of the penny from 82 to 2009, or not even 2009, because 2009 they had that special run. 2008, something about it stunk. You know what I mean? Where you have all these so much hub issues. You know what I mean? Wow, I really thought this was copper too. Look at that. Look at that edge. Is that crazy? I'm gonna weigh this one. Look how brown this is, right? Well, I mean, the clad layer is copper, right? 252. The clad layer is copper, but usually it doesn't look brown, right? I mean, look, this is how they usually look. You know. So I've looked up so many of them. See, to me, that's bagging right there. I mean, it's a bunch of little lines. It looks like little hit marks from I guess from other pennies, right? I mean, someone says it's from reeds. So, I still haven't. Oh, I have to see if that's a die crack there. You see that through the E? That would be pretty good if that's a die crack. So, there's a lot of errors that are hub errors, right? Let me check that out. Because of. Oh yeah. Oh nice. Oh, this is nice. Oh, we got lucky. Now, I don't know if this is a die crack, a strike through, or whatever, but it's a mint error. So that's cool, and it's one of those you can see far away. You know, I mean, you can just, you can see it from there. You know what I'm saying? So those are the errors you really want, or that I'm happy about. Let's put it like that. So we found the real error. So an error like this, right? You know, this one here, I would probably clean off the dirt. I mean, I say clean, I don't mean, I wouldn't clean this one in, I would conserve it. I guess that's a better word. I would do some conservation on this. You know, I mean, just to take off, you know, very lightly, not to polish it or anything like that, just to make it look a little nicer. But not to clean it though. But irregardless, that's a nice error there, and this might be worth $5 to $10. Um, I'll be honest with you, this is probably the nicest either die crack or blister or strike through or what have you that I've ever found on a zinc set. So that might be worth $5, you know, $3 to $5. I would have to check just in like the way I showed on the video below, and the one that I showed before on the screen. But there's so many hub errors, right? Because of the quality control. No, excuse me. Because yeah, I guess that is because of the planchets, right? Because it just, I don't know how they just made those pennies those years. And when you see a weird rim, you got to check the. You see, look how it goes from thin to thick. See that? Yeah, that's a mint error, right? That's not supposed to be like that. Now, this is the type of thing someone's not going to pay for. It doesn't give any value. You know, you could try to sell it. You're probably gonna not. It's probably not going to sell. You see, to me, this is mint damage. Oh, what a absolute stunner! This is beautiful. Um, because you know that it takes machining to move a you know what I mean, to make those types of impressions. Not even impressions, cuts into pure copper. Right? You know, like there was some debris on the planchet and the smash, um, or it could be even that a collar broke and all these little pieces went flying around. You never know. You never know. But that's beautiful, and it's interesting that you see how dark this penny is. To me, that's annealing. So there's something really weird about the history of this coin. But we'll hold on to that too. That's another beauty. And it goes into nice contrast against, right. So that's a parking lot error, right? This is what it looks like. Well, yeah, yeah. This is what it looks like with some, because it's all over the place. Those are the lines you get from being rubbed on the floor, you know, and that's different, right? It just they look very different. Besides the fact that one's copper, one's zinc. So those hub errors, you know, they're so common that you know it they would really have to be remarkable. Like when I first started, because if you look at my first videos, they're mostly copper videos. Um, because you see right there, that's a little, you see it there, the shadow from the hub, and the dent there. You don't see that on copper pennies too often. I mean, like hardly ever. Um, so I remember the first time that I started to do, I got a federal roll. I don't know, like episode 40 or something like that, 30 or 40. I got the federal, you know, the wrap box, the penny wrap box, you know. It was the first time I ever opened up. Man, something is off about those letters up there. That is not right, man. That is not right. I mean, as soon as I saw it, look how weak those letters are. And that D looks tiny whiny too, man. That is not right. I would have to look at another 73, but like you could tell just comparing the letters from the what's that, from the 79 to 73, it's they're very thin. They're very thin. That's the reverse. Reverse looks fine. When I saw that in God We Trust, I was like, something's wrong with that. Very weak or thin or something. I don't know. So it would have to be the die, a bad die. I mean, I have to find another 73 and compare. I mean, I have the book right here somewhere. So if anything, I could always compare it to the book. Maybe I'll do that at the end. I'll pull the book out and we'll check. We'll compare that 73D to another. I have a 70. There has to be a 73. Yeah, you know what? Hold on a second. Let me grab it. Where's it at? There it is. Oh wow! And it's funny that we got right next to we have this beautiful, almost mint stick. So this is the giveaway book. Look at this. Look at that 73 that's in the book. What a beauty! And look at that. It has a crazy misaligned die. Someone's getting this book. So that's the 73D that we just looked at, right? It's funny that it does look a little yeah, the strike is definitely harder in the one in the book. Yeah. I would go as far to say weak strike. They're both 73Ds. And the 73 looks fine on the bottom. It's the trust on in God We Trust on the top. It looks weak. And it was on the top, right? So it should have actually looked stronger than the penny that was further away. Does that give it value? It might. It might. I mean, that's something I don't see too well. I mean, I noticed it right away. You know. So I mean, I understand the line of questioning. You know, how much is it worth? Because you know, this can definitely become, in my opinion, like some people say, oh, there's no money to be made in coin roll hunting. You know, I would disagree with that. Wow. Oh wow, so green. I'll put that there. I would disagree with that. In that, see another. It's funny, like you could almost tell the older coppers. They're like a little yellower, a little more bronzy looking. Huh. See, that's the hub. Now on shields, I don't see that too often. It doesn't give it. It won't give it value unless it's creating some sort of anomaly. There is a little circle on the A there. You see that? It's probably just a watermark or something. I'll look at it though. It does look pretty cool. Well, there's a bunch of little circles. Well, there's only one way to find out. I'm gonna have to. I'll take my shirt. I'll just rub it, see if it comes off. No, you see it on the A. Now, does that give it value? Huh. I don't know, man. I mean, it's not that cool. I could put it to the side. I mean, it's there. Oh, look at that. That's a beauty. Look at the purple on it. And you can really feel the weight of those coppers. So, you have to look. You have to check. You have to get used to especially if you want it to be if you want this to be a side hustle. And when I say a side hustle, I mean we got a red scent. All right, so this is Anneal. This is the best example. I haven't found a really good red scent in it's an 82D. Oh, that's crazy. I haven't found a good Anneal scent in months. In months, they're pretty. Someone might say they're not rare. I think they are rare because I go through thousands of pennies and I haven't found one. Now you see here on the bottom, you could almost tell that it's fired up, right? So that's my understanding, and it makes sense. It should be on the rim. You see, it's on. Excuse me, on the edge. It's also on the edge. How cool is that? Wow, what a this is a good find. This is so you can see the copper, right? The copper dust that's on the bottom of the crate or the barrel. This was a penny on the bottom of a barrel, right? It's funny that's a saying, right? The bottom of the barrel, so it's like the junk. They say, "Oh, you're really scraping the bottom of the barrel." So the pennies from the bottom of the barrel had dust on them, but they still used them, obviously. And I guess it had a different, right? Because it's the dust. It had a different. They have a color to them. They have a red tint to them. So when that copper dust is fired up on because they harden the copper gets hard, the planchets get hardened, or I have to say it's the planchet, right? Because the edge is red, right? If the edge wasn't red, then you could say, oh, the sheet of metal that is fired. So they must do the annealing must get done to the planchets and not to which makes sense, right? Because then they wouldn't be able to anneal the edge. So the planchets get annealed, and if it has the dust on it, boom, there you go. That's such a great example. I haven't found one. I have a bunch of them in the what's that called? In the mineral spirits, because I just want to show you guys that it's not paint. And I think since I started making videos on annealing and sometimes I thought sintered and annealing were different. Oh, if this is a copper, holy moly, this looks like a proof. If this is a proof, I mean, I'm telling you, this bag of change is just beyond. I knew it. I knew it. This is, but let's put it like this. I don't think this is a business strike. Whatever it is, I don't think it's a business strike. It looks like a proof to me. That's crazy, man. Yeah, this is a proof. I'm pretty sure it's a proof. A copper proof. What an incredible bag of change this is, man. I'm telling you, I could do this all day long. And it's funny, right? Because when the change is good, the videos will get longer because you end up looking at individual coins for longer periods of time, and that will extend the video. So even though we're only doing, well, we're doing, this is more than a what's that called? More than a roll. Just this is close to like a roll and a half. I could tell already. But what I'll do is I'll stop the video after this change here. Well, yeah, that's what I'll do, because I mean it's already going up to a half hour, and I want to put it into 2. So I'll get rid of this, and then I'll start episode 2 with the copper that we put to the side, and then I'll just put a little extra out. Okay, so hopefully that's all right. Let me know what you think about that in the comments below. What the algorithm, excuse me, what the analytics tell me is that, my retention, like past 10-15 minutes, there's a real severe drop off. So even this video, so the analytics say don't make videos over 10 minutes, to be honest with you. And that's really what I need to start doing, is really short videos. Oh, wow. I wonder what that is, huh? Maybe I'll put this one with the other one. And here goes another. Is this another one? Oh, wow. Oh, my good. Look at that. It look like bullet holes. Tremendous. On both sides. Oh, my. Now, forget about it. I got to look at it. Hold on. Let me see what else we got here. I cannot believe this change, man. My cousin really hooked me up with this, I have to say. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to end here, and I'm going to start the second episode. And look at that, we got a wheat there. I'll start the second episode now, and we'll start off with looking at this one, and we'll put some extra change out there, and that way we have 2 episodes for excuse me, we have 2. Oh, what would it be called? So this is episode I want to say 108. I just want to make sure it's not 109. Yeah, this is episode 108 part 1. Okay, now we're going to go into episode 108 part 2, and we'll take it from there.